Let me see. Just want to say hi here. Hello. And all right, so here I am. This is Marisa Galisteo, and I am here today doing another live with you guys so that I can make myself available if there are any questions. Actually, let me open the chat on my laptop so that I can see the chat and be able to see your questions if there are any and your comments. And let me just see. Okay, here we are. I have the chat open over here. And yeah, just waiting to see if anybody joins. And I have some things that I have planned on doing today, even though I haven't really planned much at all. But just wanted to, I am mainly here to see if anybody has questions and how I can support people with their creative process at the same time that I continue to tap into my own creative process. And yeah, it's really cool to tap into one's own creative process and let it expand. So, all right, so I'm just gonna start. I don't see anybody here yet. Maybe there's one person. No, I don't know. But let me just start, and hopefully, some of you will be joining, and also, of course, they will be recorded so that it can be watched anytime by anybody as many times as needed. So, shapes. Today, one of the things I wanted to do was to play with shapes and see how we can use them. So these are also called stencils, these shapes, and I have bought stencils from a number of different shops and artists. For example, I have this one here from, what is the name of this shop? Jolly's. This is a store from Brazil that shipped this to me. I also have this Arte de Ponto, which are also from Brazil. I know Brazil makes so many, well, they have so many beautiful mandala artists, and they produce a lot of tools for mandala artists. So I have these ones here, and then I have others, but that's, I'm going to show you other things. So for example, so you could use just circles of different sizes. You could use these ones for your designs. And I have, let's see, here, I'm going to show you in a second. I have these other ones, which actually this one I haven't used. And this one with hearts and stars and squares and more circles and rectangles and hexagons here. This one with more beautiful shapes, maybe more beautiful, I don't know. They look very pretty. So we have all of these stencils and actually more here. I have these wooden ones from Wow Art. I have a whole bunch of them of different sizes. They come in, I think, have 13 different shapes and like 10 sizes each or something like that. So yeah, I have the ones made out of plastic, the ones made out of wood. I have many, and I really don't use them that much, or I haven't, but I wanted to play with the shapes today. I've been doing that for my current mandala, and yeah, so just see. Looks like there's no one here yet. Oh no, there's 3 people. Hi, please say hi in the chat. And tell me your name and where you're watching from. And what else? So I'm going to be using, let's start with start with this one. And it helps here to have paper with dots or lines. So it's gonna help with the symmetry. I can center this more clearly and more perfectly, more symmetrically. So I'm gonna take, since I have, this is a black background, I'm gonna take white or light gray pencil to mark the shape on this paper. By the way, I have put a cardboard paper underneath that is thicker because this one is very thin. And the paint is just gonna basically, you know, the water in the paint is gonna make the paper warp. I think that's the word. So, but I'm also going to draw the inside. So let's see if we use it or we don't, but okay, so we have our shape there. I'm gonna leave this here. And so we have this shape. Now, wow, what could we do with this shape? How could we fill it? If we're gonna use, or we could use dots, I mean, again, depending on the tools that we have. We have dotting tools, like I have these dotting tools of that have the ball on at the end with different sizes. I also have these ones that I also, they are also from Brazil, that they are number 1 through 4 here, and then 5 to 8. So the point becomes thicker and thicker. Okay, so we might be using these ones as well today. Just place them here. And then this one. So if we have these tools to make dots, and then we also have brushes of different sizes and different lengths. So we can make brush strokes that are thinner, we can make them shorter, we can make them thicker. So, oh, hello, your local doll face. I am sharing my creative process about how to feel how many, basically infinite number of ways we could fill in this shape using colors and using our tools. I'm gonna be using acrylic paint, using these dotting tools, and using brushes. So I'm just gonna get started. Actually, what I'm gonna do is draw this shape again here. Actually, I'm gonna draw it at least twice because we're gonna be doing different things with the same shape so that we can see how that works. I'm gonna align this with the dots. Okay. And hopefully this will inspire your own creative process. I mean, you might learn something from me, I hope you do. And also, my main intention is that you get inspired by your own creative process somehow. So let's see. Okay, so let's take this one. What are we gonna do here? Well, we have this shape. It's still pretty big. So maybe we want to do a shape inside. Maybe we want to do, hey, how about placing this other smaller shape inside and then using this shape as well. Okay, look, so here we have this now. And we could use a different shape for this one, for the inside. Maybe we want to do, we could put a little gemstone, a little crystal in the middle. And we can draw the shape of it also with our pencil. And there it is. Hello, Fantastic Flower 81 and Creatox Manga. I am sharing my creative process around how to fill a shape of a stencil in a mandala. Of course, you could also use it in something else. It doesn't have to be a mandala. But just briefly, that is the mandala that I'm working on. It's down there. See? And I've been using different shapes and then letting my imagination go for how to fill all those spaces, all those shapes. So that is what I am sharing with you today. Hola, Anemiandebele. And also, if there's any specific questions, I don't know if any of you are mandala artists or you're just you're artists in general. Again, hopefully, I am sharing what I'm sharing, not just only to teach something, but also like for you to open and expand your own creative field. Okay, so again, I drew this shape twice, and now I am starting to see, well, what could we do here with the tools that we have? And the tools that I have, again, are these called dotting tools that have balls at the end, same as these ones. They have different size ends that we can create little dots or larger dots. And then also have my brushes that can help us with creating brush strokes. So let's do it. So let's start with this one. And one thing that I could do here, that I'm being tempted to do here, is to just fill this with, it's a pretty large area, so I probably wouldn't do it with such a large area. I'm just looking through all my other stencils, what I could do there. So look, I'm just going to, again, I'm making all this up as I go with you right now. I haven't planned what I was gonna do. So I picked that shape. Now I'm gonna pick this heart and I wanna try to center it here. Since this is the line, let me just mark it. My center line there. My center line. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3.5. That's the center. So I'm gonna center my heart in there. Can you see? Hope you can see. I'm centering the heart right in that place, and I'm going to draw it. Okay, see, now I have my little heart inside of the shape. And now that is a size that I can fill in with something cool. So let me show you what I'm gonna do. I'm taking this Nuvo, they're called Nuvo drops, and this one in particular is called Blue Lagoon, and it has what is it called? I can't think of the name right now, but it's gonna be very shiny. So I'm gonna put some, like a little bit here in the center, there, and I don't know if that's gonna be enough. I could add more if needed, and now I will take this tool, actually I can use this one that has a pointy end, and I will fill in the shape of the heart with this Nuvo drop, which as you can see is pretty thick. This is a pretty thick consistency here. And it's gonna be an iridescent green once it dries. It's gonna be very cool color and very cool effect with this iridescent. Okay, all right, so here I have now filled in the shape of the heart. And I'm just gonna let it dry while we continue working with the rest. All right, so just see the chat. I don't see anything else. Okay, so there's our heart in green. Now, I'm gonna take this. I have acrylic paint here in these paint pots. These are 15 mLs. And I'm gonna open this. This is a Venetia metallic gold, which is an amazing color. I'm gonna place it here. You can see it. Okay. And now I'm gonna use my dotting tools to pick up some of that gold paint and place it around my heart. And how? I'm just gonna make it up right now. And I have again tools with different sizes for the ball points. Which one am I gonna use? So I am gonna take size 3 and go around the heart. So let me pick up, see, that amount of paint, and I'll place it right here. And I'll go pick up again. And you can see I'm just picking up the paint and following the shape. Now the other side. So what is tricky here is to make every single dot of exactly the same size as the one before. But it's going pretty well. All right, so that's what we have. I hope you like it so far. Please tell me in the comments if you like it, if you're being inspired, if somehow your creative juices are also flowing as you hear me and watch me do this. That is my intention. Okay, so we put the gold aside for now, and let's take, not take white, just because it's an easy color to work with, and I have a lot of white. I don't have to be mixing paints. It's just out of the bottle. So I am actually gonna turn this around. Why I'm turning it around is because I'm gonna do some brush strokes, and for me it's much easier to do brush strokes from closer to me to farther away from me than the other way around. So I'm gonna take this brush, and you can see that, well, I don't know if you're familiar with brushes, but let me just compare this brush with this one. They're actually both size 1 and from the same brand, but one is much longer. Can you see? And maybe they have the same thickness, but this one is much longer. So with this one, we're gonna be able to pick up more paint and go farther in distance, covering a further distance with it. This one, we will make shorter brush strokes. Okay, so let's start with the shorter one, because we're gonna do a brush stroke here, and I think that's gonna be, it's gonna be long enough. I mean, for this distance, I kind of already know that this is a good size brush. So let's just show you how I'm picking up the paint. Dipping the brush, swirling it around. Okay. Move that away so it's not in my way. And I'm gonna follow this line. Okay, that was pretty good. I'm gonna pick up more paint to do the other side. Okay. So that's what we have so far. I'm cleaning my brush in water. I have 2 water containers. The first one that gets dirtier quickly, and then the second one where I rinse with clear water. Oh, I see there's 43 people here now. Welcome everybody. Marisa Galisteo here. Just showing a few things about my creative process, and also I'm here to respond to any questions you may have. I am looking at the chat from time to time to make sure that I can see your questions. Okay, so next I'm going to use this. This is white metallic that I added a little bit of violet. So you see it's a little bit of like lavender, and it's going to be also metallic. So I love using metallic colors. I am going to use now the next brush, the next size brush that I show you, which is also size 1, but in the larger. Yeah, I don't know why they gave them the same number, but I think one is called liner, the other one is called, what is it called? Rigger or rigger, I'm not sure how to say. Rigger, this is, I think it's a rigger brush, the other one is a liner brush. Okay, so I am, can you see? Just make sure you can see. Yeah, I want you to see how I am deep, going deep into the paint with the brush, and I'm swirling around to pick up the paint. And I'm just gonna clean it here and then go get some more paint. When I say clean it, is clean it off. I just wanna make sure that all the brushes inside have paint as well, not only the outer ones. So I'm gonna come here now and I will start a long brush stroke from here. And then hugging the other one. And going towards this end here. I'm gonna pick up more paint and come to the same place more or less. Trying to be as accurate as I can, and then just putting pressure on the brush and driving it. So here is a little bit of a, just gonna make it smoother. There we go. Okay. I don't see the chat moving. I don't know if it's frozen or it's just none of you is writing anything on the chat. But feel free to tell me your name, where you're watching from, if you're an artist, if you paint mandalas, or you are considering ever painting mandalas. It's really cool. I just love the creative process and creating beauty with the different colors, the different shapes. All right, so let's see. I will use now, I use this. I'm trying to use, if I tell the truth, with exceptions, I'm trying to use old paint that I'm not using any longer so that I can use it for something because I'm not going to use it for the actual work of mandala. So I use it for practice. I use it for my practice brush strokes and also now for these lives that I'm doing. So I'm going to be using this yellow now, which I love also because it's close to the gold color. So I'm going to use this, the shape of the, wow, that's a lot of paint, as you can see. And now I picked up a lot of paint with this brush. And yeah, really a lot of paint. This doesn't look good compared with the other one before, but again, this is how we learn. So I'm gonna, this is a more reasonable amount of paint. And also, if I had paid more attention, I wouldn't have put so much pressure with the brush. So here now, see, now it's not gonna look symmetrical, but I'm showing you. See, I'm not trying to paint something beautiful here, but we're learning about technique. And we're learning about what happens if we don't pay attention or enough attention to the moment by moment process. See, this looks much better and similar to in thickness to this one. That one was way too big. So again, what you could do if you did something like that on an actual piece, you could lift it up. It's not really gonna work here because it's paper. So I'm just gonna leave it right now, and as a teaching moment, comparing this side with this side. Okay. Okay. And now I am going to, yeah, so because this brush, actually I'm not used to, I haven't been using this brush for so long, so that's also why that caught me by surprise, together with me not paying 100% attention, given that I am paying attention to the chat. Hello, Car Corp, thank you for saying hola. So now, yeah, I'm typically using much shorter brushes than this one. So anyway, let's keep using this one, and now I'm going to use this gold color that I used for the dots. It's called Venetian Gold. And I'm picking up the paint, and I'm going to do a brush stroke here now. Let's start over here. There's a piece of something that was there on the... Okay. All right, so I'm going to pick up paint again now for the other side. This one, and because I have all these dots now, which I am not going to have in my mandala, but I can see, oh, this brush stroke started right under this line of dots. So I'm going to come here to right under that line of dots and begin my brush stroke there. Oops. Okay. Yeah, using this, let me just start from here again. My hand just slid there. And that's what happened. So created something that I didn't want to create. Okay, because yeah, my hand, you see, was here. Anyway, we are learning hopefully from every single thing that's happening here, whether it's quote perfect or it's not so perfect. We are learning and we are expanding our own creative capacity, and also the capacity to be precise and to pay attention. So I'm going to use now this color, which kind of goes with the green that I painted in the middle for the heart. And it's this teal color that I have already also used in other previous lives. And I love this color so much. Okay, so we have it. We have a lot of paint here. Let's come to this. There. See how beautiful it is, and especially in contrast with the gold. This color is incredible. Okay, so I started here in these dots. The paper is already warping because it's too thin. I'm just using it because of the dots, but I typically don't use this thin paper to do this. I use thicker paper. I'll show you in a moment. So I'm just going to turn it so you see how this is going. And now we have another, see, we have a space here for another brush stroke. Yeah, here we have a space. If we are committed to following this shape, we have a space for another brush stroke. And I'm going to go back to the white just because it's just easy for me to use white because it just comes out of the bottle. I don't have to be mixing it with anything else. And let's do this last brush stroke here. Yeah, I'm getting this is really bothering me with my hand. Okay. Okay, so if we want to cover that space, which we might want to, come back. Yeah, the paper is warping, so I'm having trouble going through this smoothly. Okay, yeah, paper is warping because of the water in the paint, and the paper is too thin. Okay, washing my brush. Please tell me, I'm looking at the chat from time to time. I'm here really to engage with you. If you have any questions, if there's anything that I could do that you would like me to demonstrate, please do. What I'm gonna do now is take the same shape that I drew over here, but do a different design. And I don't know yet what it's gonna be. I have no idea. All I know is that I put this beautiful, I love this crystal. I put this beautiful crystal in the middle, and yeah, but I don't know. From here, let's see where we go. Actually, I'm gonna turn this around again. I'm gonna do some dots, and actually I should have started this one first because otherwise I may put my hand on the paint. This is still fresh paint. So anyway, let's see. Hopefully I won't. Let's do white dots around this crystal. And then I'm gonna take one of my dotting tools. And so let's see which one. I'm gonna take number 2 because I don't want it to be, oops, let's see. Not too big, not too thin. So I'm gonna take this one, which is number 2. I like these ones from Thoughtful Dots because they have the numbers and then they are much easier to remember which one you want to use. Like, so that's my first dot on top. And now I'm gonna place another dot here and then walk the dots. This is called walking the dots. Without picking up any more paint, there's paint left and it just gets released as you place the tool. See how this one, I picked up a little bit less paint than on the other side. You see that? So now it's not gonna be exactly symmetrical because I picked up a little bit less paint somehow. I didn't mean to, but it's hardly noticeable, but you know, the artist can notice it for sure. Okay. So I am gonna do a brush stroke using this pearlescent green, and let's see how I'm gonna do this. I use it. I'm gonna do it from here, and let's see what brush am I gonna use. I'm gonna use the shorter brush. I'll start here and come around and up to this point. See, the movement of the hand is different when you go right and when you go left. So it's not as easy as it seems. Okay, there we go. How is everyone doing? No one is telling me anything on the chat. Are you getting inspired? I hope so. This is about opening up your own creative juices. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this again, just to make it easier for me. And just, okay, like that. So you can see it better. Now I'm gonna go back to my dots. I'm gonna continue with the white, but now I'm gonna go, well, no, I'm not gonna go up a size. I'm gonna still use that size 2 that I just used. And picking up the paint, and I'm gonna start here, the dot there, and then working the dots next to this brush stroke. Working the dots. Okay. Tell me if you like it. Please tell me if you are being inspired to start dotting. And I'm gonna pick up the same, actually, color that I just used, that pearlescent green. And I'm gonna use the longer brushes, because we're gonna have to go a longer distance. So let's go from here. Let's travel down, coming close to our dots. Okay, that's pretty good. I haven't messed this one up yet. Okay. Thank you for being here. Again, I hope this has been inspiring to you for your own creative expression. And again, I'm only using like a limited number of colors here. And I'm gonna go for the white again for the next brush stroke. Placing it in the same spot, hopefully the exact same spot than on the other side. You can probably see my hand is shaking. I don't have good pulse, but I'm not gonna let that stop me from having fun with my creative expression and to share what I'm able to share with you, so that you can be empowered in your own creative expression. Okay, so yeah, let's see. Let's use this teal. It's gonna be a lot of contrast, but you know, ideally I would have a gradient with this teal color, but I don't have it, so right now I can just We're not painting a mandala here. We are playing around with how to fill in these shapes. The multitude of ways we could fill in the shapes. You can see it has the same shape, and we are creating two different elements using different colors, different elements. In this case, using that little crystal. There, using the shape of a heart to and filling it in with glitter. That's the word that I was looking for before. Glitter green. Of course, you cannot see it well because the background is black, but if this was a different color, you would see that green glitter much better. Okay, so let's do a gold again. Let's bring in the gold that I love, this Venetia gold. And Masoko Josephine, beautiful, thank you. So can you see? Okay, I want you to see. I know I zoom in the iPad so much so that you could see clearly. Okay, I just want you to see how I'm dipping my brush into the paint, swirling around. And now I'm going to move that away so that I have space. And I'll use this. I'm going to come here, press down, and start to travel. And then the other side. Coming to the same spot on this side. You can see the angle is completely different. The hand has to do something completely different. Even though the result is going to be the same or very similar, that's what we're intending. The hand has to do a completely different movement. Painting one side and painting the other one. Okay. So now let's do something else here. Instead of painting another brush stroke, let's do something else. Don't know what yet. Let's just do something else. So I could, again, I am depending on the tools that I have. So I have brushes for brush strokes and I have dotting tools. So let's do, if we're not gonna do a brush stroke, let's do dotting. And actually we could do short brush strokes with this dotting tool. Let's see. Again, I have no idea. You're following my creative process right now. So let's see, what color am I gonna use? I'm gonna use metallic white now. Instead of just the pure white, I'm gonna use the metallic white. And then what am I gonna do? I think I'm gonna try some, let's see, what could I do here? Just think. I mean, I could just do dots. But, okay, let's do dots. And then I'll do something else, I think, maybe, afterwards. I'm using size 3 of the my dotting tool now so that the dots are a little thicker. Let's start here. Now I'm going to start to walk the dots. I did 3 and now so I want to do same over here. 1, 2, 3, and then walking my dots. Okay. Don't know what happened there. You can see they're not exactly symmetrical. Again, it's another teaching moment. And now what we could do is we could do another, actually there's enough space to do a brush stroke here. Or we could do more dots. Let's use the pearlescent, actually it's metallic violet. I will do one, I will go down to 2.5. I was using 3 there. Where is my tool? Okay, 2.5. It's gonna be this one. Again, these are from Thoughtful Dots. You can find them in Etsy, the Thoughtful Dots store. And then I'm gonna start here. 1, 2, 3, and 1, and then walk the dots. And on the other side, start there, 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna walk the dots. Okay. So let's see. We have 10 people here now. There was 50 something earlier. What's important is that everyone gets something. And then, of course, you can go whenever you get something that inspires you. Maybe that's it, you know? You don't need to stay here for the whole time. I'm just doing different things until each one of you feels, wow, I got something, you know? Open something up for yourself. All right, so just one last thing that I'm seeing here that I could do. I will just do it because I just thought of it. It's placing a dot here and dragging it down. It was too thick. But anyway, okay. I mean, we could do that as well with the smaller size dot, like the 1.5. That would have been better than that. That was too big. We could do this. We could do a little. Again, it's not there. That's really not working very well, but okay. You get the idea. We could do another one here. We probably would have needed to use size 1, not even 1.5. 1.5, it seems like it was too thick. See? But that's why you can play around on paper first before transferring, doing it on your mandala, on your piece, on your... Yeah, so this is what I do. I play around with the shapes and the colors first on paper, and then once I have a design that I really like, that's the one that I transfer to my mandala. So I'm gonna clean my tool, and then I'm gonna get ready to go to complete this session today, this creative session. Let me just see, just gonna show you. Yeah, so that is what we did today. And again, it's not about looking at it for like how pretty it is, or it's not, but it's all the different teaching moments that happened as we were designing these elements on the spot. So I'm just gonna turn this around so you can see me. Thank you for being here, and I hope to see you in my next live. And please come back with questions that hopefully I can help answer. And yeah. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you would like to be part of more of my lives, please join, subscribe to my channel. And if you like this video, if you found it useful, please like this video, hype the video, and all those beautiful things. Thank you. Have a beautiful day. Happy New Year. And see you soon. Bye.